This is a smartphone with an 8,000 mAh battery. To give you a perspective on how big this battery is, this phone has a bigger capacity than two iPhone 12 Pro Max combined, and it has the same battery capacity of two Samsung S21 5G phones. Hello world, Coco Martech here, and this is my review of Cubot's Kingkong 5 Pro, and this is an episode of
TT with Coco Martech.
Before we further discuss the details of the phone, let's see what the unboxing looks like. The Kingkong 5 Pro comes from this sleek black box with brandings on the sides and some details of the phone at the back. Included in the box are the SIM ejector tool, a quick start guide, more paperwork, a Type-C wired earphones, a Type-A to Type-C cable, and a 15 watts fast charger brick. The Kingkong 5 Pro is rugged, thick, and a gaming-looking phone. It's a budget phone that offers a lot to consumers, including an IP68 and IP69 water resistance up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes, drop-proof at 1.5 meters height, and dust-proof as it keeps on working even when exposed to very dusty or sandy environments. It weighs at 308.8 grams and has a thickness of 18.75 millimeters, which is more than double the thickness of an iPhone 12 Pro Max. It's an interesting phone. It has the volume rocker and the hybrid nano SIM card and SD card slot, wherein you can expand the memory up to 256 gigabytes at the left side of the phone. At the right side, it has the power button, a customizable button to open certain apps, and a separate sensor for the fingerprint unlock. It's unusual, but at least the fingerprint scanner is reliable and quick. At the bottom, you only have the Type-C port, which is covered by a cap, so water won't get in. At the back, again, it looks like a gaming phone with some orange designs all over a matte black polycarbonate material and a Cubot branding in the middle. You also have two loudspeakers at the back, which I personally prefer over a bottom-firing speaker. You also have the camera layout, which of course we're gonna test later in the video. I was surprised the first time I saw this phone since it really looks different from the usual phones we see today and how big, clunky, and heavy it is. In terms of ergonomics, I've been using it for around 2 weeks already and I got used to the weight of it. My right arm is bigger now because, you know, it's heavy and thick. That's what she said. Well, kidding aside, it was really actually fun using and testing this phone. The Kingkong 5 Pro has a 6.088-inch HD Plus IPS LCD screen display, 720 by 1560 pixels, 282 pixels per inch, and around 67.5% screen-to-body ratio. The screen display is not that bad. Watching videos and playing games are still enjoyable, and it can get brighter than phones within the same price range, which I really appreciate. Even though it's an LCD display, viewing angles is also surprisingly good. It's a 720p display, so you can see pixels up close, and you can only watch 720p videos from YouTube, Netflix, and all the other apps, but overall, it's a good display for its price. The Kingkong 5 Pro is powered by the MediaTek Helio P22 chipset and a PowerVR GE-A320 for the GPU, 4GB of RAM, and 64GB for the internal storage. Doing basic tasks like swiping through the home screen or opening or closing the app drawer is smooth, but sometimes it takes time to open big apps like Genshin Impact. But if you're gonna use it primarily for social media browsing, texting, calling, then it's a powerful enough device. Gaming though, it suffers a bit. Playing Mobile Legends is laggy for high graphics settings, so I set it to medium for a smoother game experience, but still suffers from occasional frame drops and lags for clashes. Call of Duty is a little bit smoother as it can only support low graphics settings. Ragnarok Next Gen also has the same experience as it's slow at opening the app. and has frame drops and lag, especially when you're near a lot of players and monsters. You can install Genshin Impact, but I don't really suggest playing it with this phone. If you don't mind playing with low graphics settings, then this phone may be good enough for you. Again, it has a huge battery, so you can play a lot more. Technically speaking, the Kingkong 5 Pro scored a single core of 139 and a multi-core of 728 for Geekbench 5. It's not really high as compared to other phones, but I still think this phone offers a lot to most people. As I have mentioned before, it has loud dual speakers at the back. It's not optimal for people who watch on their phones laid flat on a surface, but even if you're that kind of guy, the dual speaker still does a great job. Anyway, here is a speaker test for you to judge. The main feature of this phone is, of course, the battery capacity, as it has a gigantic 8000 mAh battery. And it's not just about the numbers. The phone really lasts at least 2 days with medium usage, such as playing a couple of MOBA games, watching YouTube videos, listening to music. Battery life is really good. If you're really looking for a battery champ that's also affordable, I think this phone should be at least in your top 5 list. Now, 8000 milliamperes is huge. So how long does it take to charge? On average, I'm getting around 20 to 22% of 30 minutes of charging, and I'm getting around 2 hours and 30 minutes for a 0 to 100% charging. That's actually not that bad considering how big the battery capacity is. The Kingkong 5 Pro also runs on a stock-like Android 11 software. It's easy to use, it's simple and straightforward. The icon designs are a little too much for me, but at least the skin does not make the phone slower. I also like the customizable button beside the fingerprint scanner. I programmed it to open the calculator since I'm always computing a lot for my work as a real estate broker. There's also like a LiDAR technology near the teardrop notch style wherein you can use it to open the phone or swipe apps. I'm not really sure if I'm doing it right, but I can't seem to make it work. Overall, I like the software. It's clean and simple. Lastly, let's talk about the cameras. For the rear, it has a 48 megapixel Sony main lens, a 5 megapixel macro lens, and a 0.3 photo-sensitive lens. For the selfie, it has a 25 megapixel lens. Photos actually turned out better than what I expected. They're detailed, clear, has good dynamic range, and it's not too saturated, which I prefer. There's a bit of sharpening in some situations, but overall they're actually great. Even the macro lens turned out to be better than the popular phones I've tried so far. Even the low light photos have less noise and are overall good in quality. I also prefer the skin tones for the selfie camera as it was more accurate than most phones, and they're detailed too. Taking videos is a different story though. Video test for the main lens, 1080p, 30 frames per second. Comment down what you think of the quality. This is a selfie video test for the Cubot Kingkong 5 Pro. 1080p 30 frames per second, so you can comment down what do you think of the overall picture quality, the sharpness, the details, the vibrancy, the saturation, and the overall stabilization, as I'm walking very slowly right now. So what do you think? Comment down below. The Kingkong 5 Pro is currently priced at 7,990 pesos. Obviously, the price is gonna change depending on your country, but if the price is around 157 US dollars, I think it's a good buy. The Kingkong 5 Pro offers one of the best, if not the best, battery performance for a budget phone. It can last you days, so if your priority is battery, whether you're gonna use it as your main phone or a secondary phone, then it's a good buy for me. But if your main focus is about the best gaming performance, then this one's not for you. The speakers of the Kingkong 5 Pro is great, the cameras are surprisingly better than most popular phones, and the software experience is easy to use. It's a good vibe for me. My name is Coco Martech. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, guys.